gorgeous goddesses. This is Goddess Leonie from goddessguidebook.com, and mm, it's I wanted to do a video for week 13 and 14 of the Mother Goddess journey. I kind of started doing videos in 2 week blocks, because now that week the first trimester has finished, um, and the kind of craziness of the first trimester, so all the morning sickness, and like you really, as my mum says, first trimester is when you really, really feel pregnant. And so it was a really ginormous time for me. And since my morning sickness has stopped, which was week 10, I was very, very lucky. Yay! Um, it's been really clear sailing. It's felt really, really easy and just very relaxing. And before, it was kind of like a major challenge to get to the next week. And now it's sort of like, oh, it's week 13. Oh, okay, I'm 14 weeks pregnant now. Oh, okay. So it's really interesting that way. Um, my nausea's finished, which is really lovely. I still get um, funny things like at least a few times a day if I don't watch like if I don't eat enough. So I can't eat as much, but I have to eat really regularly now. So like every hour and a half or so I need to eat. And if I don't, my body just starts, I'm not going to make the motion because it'll start. But I just get a really dry gag reflux, and nothing comes up with it, but it will if I let it go on for too long. So important to keep eating. And at night time, I'm not really interested, like after I've had dinner, I'm really not interested in eating anything for the rest of the night, just because I wouldn't call it nauseous, because the nausea was just so horrific in first trimester, but like just this kind of feeling of my belly just not being into food. If I hadn't dealt with first trimester, I'd call it nausea, but it's not kind of like all I can do is stare at my hands kind of nausea. So it's very, very light. So that's really nice. So it's been a really easy kind of journey the last few weeks. What did I want to say? Come back, omega-3s. Come back. Oh, yes. First thing I wanted to talk about was I just realized I don't weigh myself very much. But in the last month of my first trimester, I ended up losing 5 kilos. And I was a little bit worried because, well, the number's supposed to go up, and add on to the fact that my boobs have kind of gotten bigger, and I now have a tum tum. I was thinking, where has all the rest gone? And yeah, so it's all of the hurling I did in the first trimester that's caused me to lose a bit of weight. But apparently it's very, very common, so don't worry, I asked around, and if you experience the same thing, don't freak out. It's totally fine. My mum had it with all of her pregnancies as well, and a lot of people do when they have that special amount of nausea. So I'm blessed that I didn't. Yeah, that I could still hold down liquids and things like that. So it was good. It was good. I'm sure baby was still getting all the nutrients it needed. So I want to tell you about this week. This week it's because it's been so easy. I've just felt so so at ease, and because nothing much is happening, like I just didn't feel pregnant anymore. And I kept saying to Chris, am I still pregnant? Like, how do you know if you know, still pregnant or not? Even though it's kind of obvious that I still had a baby belly. But because I didn't feel nauseous and like I don't really have many other side effects at the moment. So I was still trying to work out if I was still pregnant. Um, and here's too much information. But I was grocery shopping the other day and I felt this kind of rush of liquid between my legs, and like not a huge amount, just like a, hang on, I was like, what? And I said to Chris, oh, look, I think I need to go to the bathroom just to check that everything's okay down there, because it's, really not dry. Um, and he said, well, what do you think's going on? And I said, I don't think it's anything, and I don't have any pain or anything. I'm just worried. It's always, the M word, the miscarriage word. It's always just a thought away kind of thing. And he said, look, you'll be fine. Let's just finish this. You're going to be fine. And we did. And I checked in and I didn't really feel like anything was up. It's just that kind of going, oh, is my journey going to take another little side? um, and so we ended up finishing and we went to the car and I checked and it was all fine. It was just too much information on that. Happy pregnant woman juice. Yeah, love it. Gotta share, gotta share. My French is wild. Yeah, and I said to Chris, I actually sort of feel like no matter what happens, if it wasn't, however it is, that it's gonna be okay. Like, I just have this faith, that whatever happens to us is for the it's totally right, and it's just what we need. And however it comes through, whatever comes through, if it's now or later or whatever, it's a gift, and every moment is a gift. Not, and it's funny, I just don't believe that bad things happen. I just don't. And it's okay if you disagree with me, and of course I have normal, fears and worries like every other person, but I just think there's just so much beauty that we can't even glimpse when we think that a bad thing has happened to us. Oh, it's just, everything in my life has been such a gift. Even when it was really awful at the time, it's just, you get to learn your lessons from it, and it puts you on a new path, and it always brings you closer to love, and it brings you closer to light, and makes you even more, the truer you. And um, when my brother passed away when I was a teenager, I remember the day that he died, and I thought, that's it, I'm never going to be happy again. My life is over from this point on. And, um, I'm never going to be happy again, and this is just going to be that, that big, awful, horrible thing that happened, and it'll, that pain will always be with me. And it's been, I think, 13 years since he passed away, and I've come to realize that it wasn't true, like that it wasn't true, that it was like, this awful, horrible thing, because yes, it was, it was, I had to go on that grief journey, and, and, um, it was incredibly painful at that time, and I still have moments when I miss him, but the overriding feeling is, oh my gosh, it was such a gift because, I still love my brother and he still loves me, and he's shown me that that love doesn't just stop in this world, it goes, all the way out. It passes through all the doors, and what we think is the end, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. And our relationship is continuing to grow and bloom and be even more, deep and rich since he's passed away. And but he's still around, and I can still talk to him whenever I want, and and he's shown me so much, and it's been such a gift. He's still my brother. He's just in this different form now. So what was, that thing that I thought was the most horrific thing possible, it wasn't, and it brought me here, and it gave me so much faith, and made me see, how much I was loved, and how much love could travel, and that there wasn't anything to worry about in that aspect, that about death, it's not the end, it's a continuation, and it's a beginning, and it can make you even, more beautiful from the inside out. And I really fucking mean that. I really do. And it's not just, head thoughts. This is like a total spirit truth for me, that, and a total heart truth, that, my brother, in both his living and his passing, gave me so much, and it's been a gift, and it's been a blessing, and yeah, just I just have faith and peace that no matter what happens, they're not bad things, and that they can be painful at the time, and they can bring great sadness and grief, but there's so many gems in there, and I don't know, it's, those gems are, the biggest soul treasures that you'll ever find. And I don't wish for bad on any level. It's just, I just don't see things as bad. I just so believe that we're given whatever it is that we need to learn on this journey, and yeah, it's, that everything's really gonna be okay. It really is. So with that in mind, when I talked to Chris, I said, if this if this is a miscarriage or not, I just feel like it's gonna be okay. We're given exactly what we need at any time, and everything is a gift, no matter what happens, and that it doesn't have to just stay with that human part of you that, that does believe that bad things happen, and that nothing can be healed, and that, you know, things are bad or irredeemable or whatever. I'm just, filled with hope and faith, and that it's just all going to be okay. It just is. Because it's just been my experience, and it's just what I see. Whatever comes to us is always just a way to bring us closer to home. So, having said that, I was just in the bath, and I haven't been feeling, really, really pregnant. And then I looked down, and my belly was out of the water, like, I don't know, like a whale breaching, like, woo. And I think it's kind of done that wacky thing of like almost doubling its size overnight, and it's it just feels really precious and round, and yeah, let me show you. See, look at it, look at it. It's like belly round. It doesn't, like, it used to just kind of jut, and now it's roundy, round, round, round. So I looked down and I just started crying. And it was, you know, tears of joy and also just tears of thanks and gratitude for our, our journeys bringing us here. And there were tears of, holy shit. Oh my gosh, look at what's happening, to my body. It's just changed. And I don't know. It's all, yeah. So that's me in week 13 and 14 of this journey, and yeah, just softly sitting in this space and resting in it. And in 6 weeks, looks like we're going to find out um, if we've got a little god inside us or a little goddess. And yeah. Life, it's like the biggest trip, and it's the best thing that I know. So much love.